I feel I can connect with you on that because I feel like I've had this interpersonal kind of conversation about that because I understand how what my behavior can almost look like addiction, but I realized that and I came to terms with the fact that the obsession, the compulsiveness around it was related to my active addiction. And
Mm,
and when and there are times when I slip into and I'm using it to check out, but I'm able to
sure.
acknowledge it and step away from it. And I think that's a difference because if I were in a situation like I said where I was consumed and I wasn't able to, but it's like knowing that I'm able to kind of stop, think about it, or even have the willingness. Because sometimes you're like, I don't care.
Mhm.
No, but I do care, and there are times when I have to fast. I have to have a sexual fast, because I've been acting up, and I always go back to it.
I
Yeah.
just have had so many experiences where I've had, you know, week-long sexcapades. Like, I go to this thing in Fort Lauderdale, it's called Pig Week, actually, and
Nice.
it's like 9 days long of sex, 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 sex. I'm like, day 3, I'm like, "I gotta go home." I'm
Mm.
like, it's like, no, it is too much, but, I could see myself, really fixated in that space, like, really, if my body could hold out, I would probably just, you know, uh, ass up, whatever, or go to the ass up room, whatever it is. There's all kinds of play spaces I would enter into. It's fun, but it's not something I pursue. It's not something that I mean, I love my world is involved with a lot of sex positive spaces, especially sober sex positive spaces, parties, and things like that. So I do attend a lot of those things, but I don't know. You know, tell us, Anthony, what is your experience like with sex addiction? Is it
Like
sex and
sets of,
love
yeah, I
addiction?
mean, I'm in a SLA. I think
Yeah.
I think I'm with you in that. Like, I think it's, well, like, speaking from experience, I think that, like, I'm an addict at my core, right? So whether it's sex or food or spending or
Mm,
like you name it, right? Like,
right.
I can be addicted to just about anything. And
Hmm.
the only way I know how to answer this for myself is, like, I'm thinking about the behaviors that motivated me to go to slaw, right? And some of it wasn't just sex, some of it was like in relationships. Like, I noticed myself like jumping from relationship to relationship because I would get a high from like the novelty of romantic relationships.
Mm,
And then, like, similarly, I noticed that, like, I would use sex to check out, and that it was starting to, like, interfere with my life. And so, um and and I think the kind of the other part of that's related to all of that is actually it was causing me a great deal of emotional pain. And it was
mm,
at the point where, like, my behaviors were causing emotional pain, where I wasn't so much I got to a point where I'm like, you know what, like, never mind what the fuck I'm doing, I just don't want to feel this way anymore.
Mhm.
cool.
And so I feel very fortunate in that, like, slaw exists, and I was able to find, like, that peace of mind in slaw. And, like, I feel like my sex and love life has been right sized.